Now, people have been asking Tyler, show your kitchen. Okay. Here's the stove. And microwave, toaster oven, dishwasher, fridge. That's it. And pantry. I put this pantry. So now we're gonna do something else. Now we're gonna work on something. The stove is cleaned off because I'm gonna be doing a few things with the stove in a little bit. The stove is old. It's one of those early flat top stoves. But I got to sort the hot dogs out. I gotta sort these hot dogs a little bit. I gotta sort some hot dogs. Now I use a plate. I'm gonna use this plate here. I'm joking, I don't need a plate. Well, I'll need a plate later for something else I'm gonna do. First things now, I need a knife, like a knife. Or un. Four in a package, freeze them. That's what I do. Put 4 in a package, and it freeze. That's how I do it. That's 2 bags. Baker. Oh, the Baker episode, okay. I need an operation, that's what I need. Okay, that's done with. That's done with. Now clean out the stove and get ready to get the deep fryer out because I'm cooking chicken today for lunch. Again. Because it's good and it's easier on me. Keep you guys happy. Okay, done with that. Now time to cook with the deep fryer. First thing I need to do is clearing off my location. It's done. Now for the next part. Make sure that everything that causes a fire hazard is gone, which I can't do that because the thing I'm using right now, it could take. This. Okay. Let that warm up. Let that warm up and cook. Now, some chickens need different types of heat and time. I just turned this on to maximum heat. Tyler, you can't be doing it. Tyler, how do you know how to do this? Well, I used to. Okay, sorry. I used to work in fast food, so I kind of know how to do this now. So you pre-get the chicken you want, which I'm doing right now. I'm getting the chickens I want right now. They're chicken I got from the local at the farmer's market I like going to, the farm store I like going to. Then I'm gonna have. I think I should just take all the chickens you got and put them all in here. Finish up with this bag of chicken I got. Ooh, that'd be a good idea to finish up the chicken I got in this bag here, which I'm doing. Then have horn it tomorrow. Have horn. Okay. Get their bag out. Go down to the basement with their bag, put it in the freezer, so I have it ready for next time. Okay. This house is falling apart, but it doesn't really matter. That there, put this here for future date. How it's made. Can't watch that either, darn it. Top Gear. Okay, this is warming up, so this is gonna be a while. Undercover Boss. Episodes. Free. Flowers. Hulu. Last one we'll watch. Then we gotta watch smart ones, right? Yep. Then we're gonna watch anything else. Hey guys, Tyler here. Just cooking chicken. It'll be a while. Undercover Boss is a pretty good TV show. I like it. Now, the thing is, though, what you do to grease fire is you use baking soda, or yeah, that's what you use when you bake. If it's a grease fire, you don't use water. It makes it worse. I'm not going to show you what I mean, but you know what I use for a grease fire? I use this. Baking soda. That's what I use for fires. Now, baking soda works great for fires. Even if you're grease fire, use baking soda. Now, baking soda, I know you can use it for vinegar and vinegar and spearmint, which I have done once on the channel, I think. They recorded it, but never actually shown it. I wish I had YouTube 10 years ago. I wish I had YouTube 5 years ago. Wait, I already had. I wish I had YouTube a few years ago. Back in 2015, I wish I had YouTube. So I could do some video. Go back in time and do some videos. Because some videos I have on my old phones that I wish I still had, I already uploaded those to YouTube today. They only be a second long, but who cares? Now, I've been running YouTube now for 6 years, over 6 years now, and I like it. 6.5 years almost. Still can't believe it's been 6 years since that accident happened. We started the day before that accident happened. We almost didn't exist. Money.
Flowers is the world's largest florist and gift shop, selling gift baskets, cookies, and chocolates. Running this billion-dollar business are two brothers,
Ian Dine.
founder and CEO Jim McCann, and his younger brother Chris. I'm Chris McCann. I'm president of MyManFlowers.com. My brother started this business in 1976 with one small flower shop on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. 1984, he had 12 flower shops in the New York metropolitan area. Jim sat down and told me I had to go help him. It wasn't what I planned on doing. My intent was to be a lawyer, but I gave it a shot because he convinced me that we could grow something big. We went public in 1999. We've been growing ever since. And it's unfortunate that both my father and my mother both died at a relatively early age. So we often sit and talk about the good we have, our parents
This is how I know.
see the success we've had, and how proud my father and my mother both would have been of us. It's a shame that they left us so early. Jim is the CEO of our business. As such, he's the personality of our business. He's the front man. So, I think
I'll let you guys do the work. I'll take care of the problem. You really probably share a base, don't you?
it's easy to get some of that warm, fuzzy feeling, but get something pretty honest. Myself, I focus on the day-to-day operations of our business. I'm the nuts and bolts guy of the company. I'm dealing with Joe tomorrow, and I'm dealing with everything. Jim's ideas and mine are always two very different things. He has a really good organizational skill. He approaches problems in a very pragmatic kind of way. I'll be less pragmatic and tend to focus on what the dream of what it can be. Today I thought we'd do something a little different as I forewarned you. Hopefully Jim and I meet somewhere in the middle. For all the years we've been working together, Jim still sees me as his little brother. But I am his partner in this business. And sometimes I think I need to remind him of that. Jim has asked me to go on the company. I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to make sure I understand this business as well as I think I do. Because I want to run this company one day. That's my plan.
Okay, we're at 320, and I need to get to 375. As high as this thing gets up to. Now, at Arby's, we don't go any higher than a certain temperature, around 350. But since I don't work, since this is not Arby's, and this is my personal house, I'm going hotter. Yes, I worked at Arby's for about a month, and I quit. Personal reason, I don't ever tell people why I quit working at Arby's for. I didn't like working there, just that. I found out that I cannot work in food service. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, the gas station was different. My first job was a gas station. That was different. I was I was in the dark, literally.
I can't wait to spy in on you along the way. Where are you going up better than this? You know, Chris is competitive. He and I sometimes compete on things and have an interesting rivalry. I think he's concerned that I've always been his boss. He acts like I'm not, but every once in a while I remind him. Have fun. There's some great stories I can really make fun of you about. But enjoy it.
Blue light means it's getting warmed up. The green light, if you ever see the green light, it means it's ready. But it'll be a while.
Do well. While undercover, I'll be patio around an out-of-work housekeeper traveling with a television crew, making a show about entry-level jobs.
100 flowers.
I'm at our store in South Plainfield, New Jersey. Today I'll be working with one of the designers here. When a customer orders an arrangement online or comes into one of our stores, our designers are the ones who make the arrangements come to life. They are the lifeblood of our stores. I need to make sure that creativity really comes through because without this,
There's a few.
anything to sell.
You need to weigh yourself real quick. Yeah, I'll weigh myself real quick before since I'm cooking, why not weigh myself real quick? It's like this isn't working. This thing was cooking with meat fryers. You wait for everything to turn on and wait for everything to turn off.
I know I don't have it. What is your job, Lucas?
I am a designer. I've been a designer for years. I'm the one that makes the arrangements. If I can make any of these arrangements,
I need to lose a little more weight. I'm gaining it back. I just gained all my weight back. I need to lose it again.
yes.
You will. But tomorrow you're gonna walk home. Oh yeah, I'm definitely walking home that day.
You come up with these?
No, I'd love to.
Who does?
I have no clue. Somebody in corporate does it. So, I need to make 15 to 20 arrangements for deliveries going out. I just cover up the wastes, work your way all the way around. Down low.
I want to work on some shit. Okay, time to cook. Now put this on. Just cook for a little bit.
Pieces around the side, one in the center.
Now this deep fryer takes a lot of grease. That's what sucks with this deep fryer. It takes a lot. It's a deep fryer from I think Myers. I'm not really sure. This came from Meijer or Walmart. I'm not really sure where this came from. Where I live in a small community. We don't really have a lot of big box stores. The only thing we have in our town is a Walmart, a Meijer. These are the two big box stores we got in our town. If you want to get big old things on meat, you have to go to Cycle City or you have to go over to Niles. You have to go to Niles, which Niles is quite a far walk. Quite a far drive. That's where I get the chicken from. So, first today is a lazy day. Oh, shit, this house is full. Wait, 1-800 flowers is a little. I mean, keep the rings for fun. Hit some other ones. You know, hit some other ones. Well, corporate needs to upgrade their systems a little. Don't do that. You're almost done. So you have to let them cool down, and then I'll move you guys in the kitchen, move you guys into the living room with me, and I'll cool them down and eat them on camera. Usually don't do that with you guys, but today I'm going to. I just can't believe how late it is already. It's like 10 o'clock. I wake up early, so I woke up early or late, we'll call it. So yeah. I'm old fashioned. I'm over the hill. It's about done. Needs to be in a little longer than it says. My burn it all you still. Chocolate. let this cool down a little bit. While that cools, I'm going to move you guys over to the living room.
10 million pounds of chocolate per year. I need to make sure that we can ramp that up to anywhere between 16 and 20 million pounds per year.
And then we just make our way down to the bottom where they are coming off the line and they're being bulk. So we're gonna let you try to do this for a few minutes, see how it goes. When this box gets full, you just slide it, you close it, and then you stick it on the skid. You put a bag in a shipper. You're gonna come over here and grab the tape.
See, I have a cat right now in my room.
You want these all the way full to the top because these weigh 30 pounds and we like to keep the weight consistent. Now you need to slide this. The whole thing. The whole key to this is making sure you get another box made before this one gets too full. Because otherwise it'll be quite a mess. And then the whole process starts over again. But see now, you got too full. So we're going to have to move a little bit faster. So now the only problem is now I need to go back up to the top. Because we're out of something. And I'm sorry, I have to go.
I'll be here. Just barely keeping pace here. We'll move fast.
I'm going to
I'm
change.
always pushing an energy here. How can we increase our productivity by another $1.50 per pound? And certainly I'm not helping them.
That seems a little extreme. I'm going to turn this off. Put something else on. No, we're not watching that. We're gonna watch nothing. There's gotta be something you can watch right now. Yeah, there is. This. No. I'm just gonna go straight to YouTube. YouTube. Can't believe
Who's gonna need more time? Everyone. Now there's 85% more Tide in every Power Pod.
I wish I had was a decent YouTuber. Trevant!
First off, some history. The Trabant was the child of Sachsen-Wearing Autowerke in East Germany. Now, as you probably already know, East Germany was a communist nation. It was a satellite state of the Soviet Union. Fitting then, the Trabant is German for satellite.
There was one other East German-produced car, the Vorkler, but the Vorkler was more powerful, more expensive, and produced in far fewer numbers than the Trabant. Plus, it was a bit uglier than a Trabant. It was also the chosen car of state members, the police, and the Stasi. There were also a limited number of capitalist cars that managed to get imported, like the Citroen CX.
But realistically, if you were a people of East Germany, the only car you could ever hope to drive was a Trabant, just like this one. East Germany was a very popular place to live. It was so popular, in fact, they had to build a giant wall to keep the tourists out. No, you know the real story behind that. So the biggest problem East Germany had was called the brain drain, which was the young and the educated, otherwise the people that knew better, had fled the country, and they kept fleeing the country. So the Trabant was built after the wall was constructed, meaning that more than likely it was built by old idiots. So in addition to the lack of caring and engineering prowess possessed by the East German worker, there was also a lack of material, more specifically steel, because nobody wanted to give steel to a bunch of commies. So they had to devise a new material to make their new people's car out of. And that material, as you've probably already heard, is called Duroplast. Duroplast is the direct German translation of the English thermoset. Now, the main component of Duroplast is recycled cotton. Cotton made out of old clothing. So it's recycled material.
I need to eat, so you can sit in mommy's chair. I can sit in my chair.
With a special resin that created this unique fiberglass-like material that allowed the Trabant to be built.
Zugeschnitten wird es zu den Duroplast-Karosserieteilen gepresst.
So that's great. A lightweight recycled body making material.
Yes, I use name brand stuff like Jeremy does, but I'm drinking Royal Cola.
Except you can't get rid of Duroplast.
Whatever I eat, don't eat. I'm gonna refrigerate and eat later.
And front-wheel drive isn't that advanced either. And the suspension, that's not advanced. It's just transverse leaf springs, front and rear. And you might think that the car being made out of Duroplast and lasting forever is a great thing. But you'd be wrong on that too, because the floor, the frame, anything that isn't a body panel is still made out of steel. Steel that wasn't very well rust-proof. Meaning a Trabant may look good and solid and rust-free on the outside, but in reality, it has no floor. You might also think that driving around in a 1,300-pound car with thinly clad cotton doors would present a massive safety hazard. And you'd be right in America, but think about it in context. In East Germany, everyone else was also driving a Trabant, meaning no one was actually going fast enough to cause harm to somebody else.
The Trabant was designed from its inception to be purely a device of transportation. It was designed in no way to reflect the owner's personalities. So as a result, look, first of all, it's a miracle that it's styled at all with those principles, but so as a result, the Trabant, not running very well. It is very utilitarian. For instance, this gear stick is just a bit too, oh gosh, backfiring. It doesn't have a radio, it doesn't have a fuel gauge, it doesn't have basically anything. The blinker doesn't even auto-cancel. Everything that is there is manual. The windshield washer is a hand pump. Oh god, I gotta wait. What the hell? Oh. The windshield washer is a hand pump. The fuel cutoff is a knob under the dash. The choke is manual. I'm probably forgetting what I had to say a lot of things, but I don't care. The choke is manual. It's so bare, in fact, that they felt the need to advertise its inclusion of a blinker. Now that is a true lack of features.
And the stuff that is there isn't exactly well thought out, like this door lock here, which is just a rod sticking out of the door. Very little design thought went into that. Interestingly, mine is a 601S. Now the S stands for Sonderwunsch, which is German for special edition. That got you options like a fuel gauge, or maybe a radio, or hazard lights, or small things like that. There was also a deluxe version that could get you chrome bumpers, or fog lights, or decadent options like that. But mine is just an S. Now, first of all, why does the car of socialism have trim levels? I don't know. But mine is just an S, and as far as I can tell, that only got me one option, which would be an odometer. The odometer was an option. And since an odometer is the only option I have, that means I have no fuel gauge, which means I have to lift the hood where the gas tank lives to check out. To see how much oily gas I have to take off the cap and then dip in my Sachsenring Autowerke branded fuel dipstick. And I can see that I have 22 liters left. Should be enough to get me to something that's only 22 liters away. While I'm on the topic of fuel, I haven't mentioned one of the best/worst parts of the entire car, which is the engine. Now, the Trabant 601 was in production from 1963 all the way up until 1989. Now, in 1963, the engine was a two-cylinder, two-stroke, 26 horsepower roughly, air-cooled engine that was slightly below average, but kind of on par with what they had in Europe at the time in the surrounding areas. And it was okay. They described it as relatively fast. I guess if you're used to walking, it would be relatively fast. But as you can imagine, mine is a 1981, and they've made leaps and bounds in 2 decades of progress. So in 1981, this car is fitted with a 26 horsepower, two-cylinder, two-stroke. They didn't change anything. They didn't change anything in 2 decades. And the worst part, they kept this engine all the way up, almost completely unchanged, all the way up until 1989. Mine is a 1981 car, remind you, and it still has a 6-volt electrical system. They didn't upgrade it to a 12-volt system until 1984, and that was only because they needed a rear window defroster that a 6-volt system couldn't handle. In 3 decades, they changed almost nothing about the entire car. except for some minor usability improvements and some really minor styling changes. And let me tell you, competition is a good thing.
And as you can see from the scene outside my window here, this engine isn't exactly the most friendly to the environment.
It's a two-stroke wings, but
Mercifully, all of this archaic simplicity does have its advantages. For example, it's really easy to fix with very few tools. And the gas is gravity fed, it's air cooled, it's two-stroke, so it has no pumps in the whole car. And the only liquids contained in the entire car are the transmission fluid, the brake fluid, the gas, of course, maybe some windshield washer fluid, and the bottle of milk you have in the truck for your small communist baby. And the whole car only weighs roughly 1,300 pounds, so it's incredibly easy to push when it inevitably breaks down. Objectively, the Trabant is a terrible car. It's a shining example of socialism/communism not working. So why did I buy one? Well, it's a blast. It's absolutely different than everything else on the road, especially here in America, and it's just so much fun, whether or not it's running. This little plastic communist car made out of old Soviet pants is going to provide me so much entertainment in the coming year and possibly beyond, on and off camera. Speaking of which, if you have any suggestions of what you want to see me do in this car, sound off in the comments below.
Electric vehicles, or EVs, are the future. Let us power your drive. In our fast-paced world, change is the only constant. Enter the electric vehicle revolution. Since 2017, EV registrations in Michigan have increased from nearly 15,000 to over 70,000, which means they're becoming more popular and more affordable. No matter where you're at in your EV journey, our experts are here to help make the experience simple and keep more money in your pocket. Most EV charging happens at home, making it easy and affordable to start every day with a full charge. Installing a level 2 charger at home is the most convenient and cost-effective way to have a fully charged vehicle in less time. Our Power My Drive program offers up to $500 in rebates to help offset the cost of installing a qualified level 2 charger and charging at home.
Okay, I'm
And with the right
eating,
electric rate,
but
combined with presetting your EV to charge overnight,
it'll cool down if I'm in the
6
fridge.
a.m., you can earn up to $100 in incentives and save even more by just plugging in and walking away. We want to help you decide which EV is right for you, save you money when you make the switch, and answer all your questions about charging, whether at home or on the go.